Hello, my name is Mia. Welcome to Daily English with Mia. In this video, I speak slowly and clearly. I use simple words and repeat important sentences. This is a slow English story about my typical day. You can listen, you can read the subtitles, you can pause the video, you can repeat after me. Today, I will talk about my day from the morning to the night. While you listen, you can also think about your own day. Are you ready? Let's start our story. Every weekday, I wake up at 6:30 in the morning. Sometimes I wake up before my alarm. Sometimes the alarm wakes me up. When I open my eyes, the room is a little dark. I hear birds outside the window. First, I turn off my alarm. Then I sit up slowly. I stretch my arms. I stretch my neck. I take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. I like to start my day calmly, so I sit on my bed for 1 minute. I just breathe and think, this is a new day. I can do my best today. After that, I put my feet on the floor and I stand up.
I walk to the bathroom. I turn on the light. I look in the mirror. I smile at myself and say, "Good morning, Mia." First, I brush my teeth. I use my toothbrush and toothpaste. I brush slowly and carefully. Then, I wash my face with water. The water is cool. It helps me wake up more. After that, I comb my hair. Sometimes I put my hair in a ponytail. Sometimes I let it fall on my shoulders. When I finish in the bathroom, I go to the kitchen. It is time for breakfast. For breakfast, I usually drink coffee. Sometimes I drink tea. I like warm drinks in the morning. I also eat something small. Sometimes I eat toast with butter. Sometimes I eat yogurt with fruit. Sometimes I eat eggs. While I eat my breakfast, I like a quiet moment. Sometimes I listen to soft music. Sometimes I listen to an English podcast. Sometimes I just sit in silence. If I eat well in the morning, I feel more energetic during the day. After breakfast, I go to my room. I open my closet and choose my clothes. I think about my plans for the day. If I have many meetings, I choose more formal clothes. If I work from home, I choose more comfortable clothes. I get dressed. Then I put on my watch. I do not wear a lot of jewelry. Next, I make my bag ready. I put my phone in my bag. I put my keys and my wallet in my bag. Sometimes I also take a water bottle and a small notebook. Before I leave, I check the weather. If it is cold, I take a jacket. If it is sunny, I take my sunglasses. Finally, I put on my shoes. I turn off the lights, I lock the door, and I leave my home.
To go to work, I usually take the bus. I walk to the bus stop. On the way, I see people walking their dogs. I see children going to school. At the bus stop, I wait for a few minutes. Sometimes I look at my phone. Sometimes I just look around. When the bus arrives, I get on the bus. I tap my card, then I find a seat. On the bus, I like to listen to something. Sometimes I listen to music. Sometimes I listen to slow English stories, just like this one. I look out the window. I see cars. I see trees. I see stores and cafes. The bus ride is not very long. It is about 20 minutes. When the bus arrives near my office, I press the button to stop. I get off the bus and I walk to my building.
I arrive at work at around 8:30. First, I say good morning to my coworkers. We smile. Sometimes we talk a little about our evenings or the weather. Then I go to my desk. I put my bag down. I turn on my computer. The first thing I do is check my emails. I read new messages. I answer the important ones. I delete the emails I do not need. After checking my emails, I write a short to-do list for the day. I write 3 or 4 important tasks. This helps me stay focused. Then I start my first big task. Usually, I work on something that needs concentration because my mind is fresh in the morning. During the morning, I work quietly at my desk. Sometimes I join a meeting. Sometimes I answer messages from my team. At around 10:30, I take a short break. I stand up. I stretch my legs. I drink some water. At 12 or 12:30, it is time for lunch. Sometimes I bring lunch from home. Sometimes I buy lunch from a small restaurant near the office. If the weather is nice, I like to eat outside. I sit on a bench. I feel the fresh air. I watch people walking by. At lunch, I try to relax. Sometimes I watch a short video in English or in my own language. Sometimes I talk with a coworker about life and hobbies. After about 30 minutes, lunch is finished and I go back to the office.
In the afternoon, I usually feel a little slower, so I plan lighter tasks. I might answer more emails. I might organize files. I might prepare materials for the next day. Sometimes we have team meetings in the afternoon. We talk about our projects. We share ideas. We solve problems together. In the middle of the afternoon, I take another short break. I stand up. I walk a little. I drink water. At the end of the workday, I check my to-do list. I mark the tasks I finished. If something is not finished, I move it to tomorrow's list. I turn off my computer. I say goodbye to my coworkers.
After work, I go back to the bus stop. I take the bus home again. On the way home, I sometimes think about my day. What went well? What was difficult? What can I do better tomorrow? The bus is a little more crowded in the evening because many people finish work at the same time. When I arrive at my stop, I get off the bus and walk home. When I arrive home, I take off my shoes. I put down my bag. I wash my hands. Then I go to the kitchen and start to cook dinner. I like simple meals. For example, I might cook rice with vegetables and chicken, or I make pasta with tomato sauce and a small salad. While I cook, I sometimes listen to music. Sometimes I listen to another slow English story. When the food is ready, I sit down and eat. If I eat with family or friends, we talk about our day. If I eat alone, I sometimes watch a TV show or a video in English. After dinner, I clean the kitchen. I wash the dishes. I wipe the table. Then I have some free time.
In my free time, I do different things on different days. Sometimes I read a book. Sometimes I go for a walk outside. Sometimes I watch a movie. Sometimes I study. If I read, I choose a book that I enjoy. If I read in English, I choose an easy book. If I walk in the park near my home. I listen to the sounds around me, people talking, dogs barking, the wind in the trees. If I study, I watch online lessons, or I practice a new skill. Sometimes I also call a friend. We talk about our lives. We share good news and bad news. It is nice to feel connected.
Later in the evening, I start to get ready for bed. First, I prepare my space. I turn off bright lights. I use softer lights. I close the curtains. Then I go to the bathroom. I brush my teeth again. I wash my face. After that, I put on my pajamas. I feel more relaxed. Before I sleep, I often take a few minutes to think about my day. Sometimes I write 2 or 3 sentences in a journal. For example, today I felt tired, but I finished my work. Or, today I had a nice talk with a friend. I felt happy. Writing a little helps me see the good moments in my day. I also think about tomorrow. I ask myself, what is one important thing I want to do tomorrow? Finally, I put my phone away. I turn off the light. I close my eyes. I take a deep breath and I let my body rest. This is my day. It is a simple, normal day, but it is my day, and I am thankful for it. Thank you for listening to my daily routine. Now it is your turn. You can practice speaking about your own day. You can use simple sentences like in this video. For example, you can say, I wake up at 7 o'clock. I have breakfast. I go to work or to school. I have lunch at 12. In the evening, I relax. At night, I go to bed at 10. You can write your routine in a notebook. You can read it aloud. You can record your voice. You can listen to yourself and try again. If you like this slow English story, you can watch it again. The second time, you can repeat after me. The third time, you can close your eyes and just listen. Thank you for learning with Daily English with Mia. See you in the next video. Bye for now.